What are the best ways to unit test Express.js API routes? Imagine building a web application where every part of your backend works perfectly every time. That's where unit testing comes in. It's like giving your code a health check to catch issues early. When working with Express.js, a popular framework for building web servers with Nodejs, testing your API routes is essential. But how do you do it effectively? Let's walk through some proven ways to make your tests reliable and simple to maintain. First, focus on testing one thing at a time. Each test should check a single behavior of a route handler. For example, test if a GET request returns the right data or if a POST request creates a new record. Keeping tests small makes it easier to find what's broken. Next, isolate your route handlers from external dependencies like databases or third-party services. You can do this by using mocks or stubs. Mocks pretend to be real services, so your tests only verify your route logic, not the actual database or API. Using the right tools makes a big difference. Jest is a popular testing framework that has built-in features for assertions and mocking. Supertest is another handy library that lets you simulate HTTP requests to your Express app without needing to run the server. Sinon is great for creating stubs and spies, which help you monitor function calls and replace real functions with controlled ones. These tools work together to make your tests clear and straightforward. Organize your tests with descriptive blocks. Use describe to group related tests and it for individual cases. This structure keeps your tests easy to read and update. When testing, focus on the functions that handle requests and responses directly, including middleware that processes data or manages errors. Avoid testing how your code is implemented internally. Instead, check what it outputs given certain inputs. This makes your tests less fragile and easier to change later. Don't forget to test edge cases and error scenarios. For example, what happens if a required parameter is missing or if invalid data is sent? Make sure your API handles these situations gracefully. When asserting responses, check the entire HTTP response object. Look at the status code, headers, and body to ensure everything behaves as expected. Use setup and teardown hooks to prepare your environment before each test and clean up afterward. This keeps tests independent and prevents side effects. Finally, prefer stubs and spies over complex mocks. Stubs replace functions with controlled outputs, while spies track function calls. They're simpler and make tests easier to understand. For example, you can use Supertest to send a fake request to your route, sign on to stub database calls, and then verify the response matches your expectations. You can also simulate middleware errors, like failed authentication, to see how your route responds. By following these methods, you can write unit tests that are clear, dependable, and focused on your backend logic. This approach makes developing APIs with Express.js more accessible and straightforward. It helps ensure your routes work correctly, giving you confidence in your code and making future updates smoother.